What's good with the YouTube? Happy Sunday, peeps. I hope everybody is having a blessed day, having a good one so far. Just left church and it was everything I needed. Like today's word was right on point. Kind of seemed like it's like that a lot of the times, but yeah, so we talked about the purpose of suffering, which I got more insight on, which is, the reason why we suffer, the reason why we go through sufferings or whatever like that. And the reason is obedience, you know what I'm saying? So that really hit home with me because I can definitely think of some times where I was suffering or going through something, and through going through what I went through, it pulled me closer to God, so that is one of the reasons. I'm not going to say the only reason why we suffer, but I do know that is the reason why we suffer. We suffer so we can obey God and we can, follow his teachings, his learnings and all that. So I was really glad I made it in the church today because I was running behind. I end up getting I'm putting on this shirt, right? As I'm putting it on, I don't even know how I did it, but I got deodorant because the shirt got caught underneath my arm, something crazy. Got a big old deodorant splat right here. Luckily I had one shout pad left that I had grabbed from where I grabbed it from like months ago. You know what I'm saying? So that ended up saving the day because I had no more time to get ready to get to church or whatever. But yeah, the devil will try to stop you from going at any cost, and I feel like that was a part of his plan because it got to the point where I was just like, man, I'm gonna get there and how much time gonna be left. But I got there and it was plenty enough. I got there exactly when I needed to get there to hear what I heard or whatever. So yeah, but back to the subject at hand. So we learn obedience by our suffering. So as we suffer and go through things, we learn to obey the Lord. As we go through our sufferings or whatever, we learn to depend on God. So we let me backtrack a little bit, right? So through our sufferings, we learn obedience. Through our sufferings, we depend on God and we gain a dependence for Jesus, all right? So as we depend on God more and more and more, that develops our faith. And then we gain more faith in God or whatever, and the things that we do as we suffering and our obedience, right? And then our faith, and as we get our swords sharpened and we increase our faith in the Lord, you know what I'm saying? That gives us the ability to accomplish all challenges, you know what I'm saying? All glory to God, so that was a word that I needed today, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to suffering, while we suffer, it's all for God's glory, it's for obedience. I could think about a situation in my life or whatever that resonates to me really well when I heard this word, right? So I was going and having stomach issues, and it had got so bad, right, that your boy was towed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was walking different, moving different. I was not myself. If anybody knows me, they know I move real militant. You know what I'm saying? So I go in the store, I'm in and out. You know what I'm saying? I don't play no games, right? But when I was going through this situation, like, I was not myself. Like, I had to take time off work and everything. So I go to the finally take my wife's advice and go to the ER to check and see what was going on. They give me basically I want you to go see a specialist in like 6 weeks type scenario remedy. Like, nothing they did remedy the issue. Like, they just basically like put a band-aid on me and sent me home. Told me that, my follow-up appointment would be in 2 months or whatever, right? So like 6 to 8 weeks. I'm going through the pains and the issue and everything I'm going through. And I'm leaning on God, I'm praying or whatever, but I'm not saying the things that I need to say to the Lord, because in the back of my mind, I'm knowing that I need to be more honest. I know I need to be more upfront. I know I need to be more and have more intent in what that I'm doing and what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm praying for. But you know, when you talking to the guy, and we have these scenarios where we like, well, God, if you do this, I promise I ain't gonna do this, or you know, try to give him that ultimatum, you know, type scenario where we saying, well, if you just help me out this one time, like I promise, you know, Like I was afraid to make that, you know, that promise in a sense, you know, if that makes sense, because I wasn't really sure what God was asking me to do, you know what I'm saying? Now, I knew it probably revolved around a diet change, and it was probably what it was, me being reluctant to make these changes that I needed to make. That's why, you know, make those prayers in the right way initially. However, the pain got so bad one night, I'm like damn near fighting tears, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a tough cookie, you know. I like to think I'm a tough cookie, you know what I'm saying? Somebody may think I'm not. If you don't think I am, whatever, move on. But anyways, I got on my hands and my knees, right? And I prayed to God. I said, Lord, I promise you. Well, first of all, I thanked him for everything that he's done for me in that moment, for him getting me where I am, you know, waking me up and all that, for him, you know, laying his life on the cross and all the things that he's done for me to be here outside of, you know, doing for me. And then I prayed to God. I said, Lord, if you remove this issue from my body, I promise you, I'm gonna move different. I mean, like I said, I talked about reading the Bible more. I'm gonna go to church, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all these things. Well, I'm saying all these things that I know that I should be doing, because as I'm going, God talks to you more, and he gets to, you know, things that he was saying that wasn't as clear gets more clear. So I'm already knowing that I need to be in church more. I need to be doing this more. I need to be reading more. I need to be seeking him more. But I was not doing that in the moments prior before that. However, God had me go through some sufferings so that I could strengthen my obedience in him and obey him. Because when I tell you, I made that prayer, the very next day, your boy got up, because I got what God put it in my head, right? Because I'm thinking, I went to the ER. Yeah, I ended up getting a doctor's note, you know what I'm saying, or getting a future appointment, but they not the only doctor here in the St. Louis. There has to be other doctors. There has to be other specialists. There are other people that can help me. That's what I woke up with, you know what I'm saying, in my spirit. So I did the research, you know what I'm saying. I looked up some people. I got like 3 or 4 people that I thought were, you know, were the best at like doing anything gastro related, stomach related, all that, you know, issue related. Looked them up, and then I prayed on those people, right? You know what? I take that back. It wasn't the next morning. It was actually the night, that night, because I actually prayed on those people as well before I went to sleep, because I wasn't exactly sure who was going to be the right person that I should have went to, right? So got up the next day, made the phone calls to like 3 of the people. One of the people I eliminated just based on I can't remember what the findings were, but I eliminated them, right? So, oh, excuse me, got something in my eye. So I end up narrowing down to 2 people, right? The one doctor that I end up going with, I called them, but I left a voicemail because they didn't answer the phone. So I end up getting a call back from another institute that could get me in that day. So I'm like, look at God. I go from, 6-8 weeks out to seeing somebody to go seeing somebody today. What time, right? So they're asking me questions and, saying things along the lines of like, yeah, we're gonna try to fit you in. We're just gonna, see what's going on, and then, we can set up another appointment. So I'm thinking like in my head, like, do y'all have an appointment room for me, or y'all just, gonna get me in and all that? Either way, I was down for the help, because I'm like, at this point, help me, you know what I'm saying? Please. So right before I made that decision, I get another phone call or whatever, and I answer, from a non-listed number, because how us black folks do. We don't always answer these unknown numbers. Answer the phone, and I get to talking. It's the other doctor's office, right? So they telling me, what they're telling me, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And they give me like a similar appointment time, maybe 30 minutes in between each other. She like, I'm gonna email you some information. I want you to fill it out and, just have it ready for you. So hung up. Initially, I said the other doctor. Initially, I did think that was the first doctor office that I called, because when I got off the phone with them, I was confused on whether or not, that was that person or the person I left the voicemail with earlier. So I'm calling back, trying to, verify this information. So I end up calling back, and I did have a little more detailed conversation with this lady. And when she got to talking about God on the phone, I knew this was the office I had to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only was she confident in the doctor there, she had went through the same thing that I had went through. And that was the reason why she fought so hard to get me seen that day. Because once she listened to my voicemail, she was like, oh, no, we got to get this brother in ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Go into the office, have a good appointment with the guy, doctor or whatever like that. I'm feeling confident about him. You know what I'm saying? He a foreign doctor, but he one of those, jokey, you know what I'm saying, matter of fact type. I don't know what this card doing or whatever. It's a lot going on. Anyways, so I'm enjoying, you know what I'm saying, a doctor or whatever like that, thinking I made a great decision. They tell me, all right, you gotta have surgery like Monday, Tuesday. I'm like, surgery? Your surgery? Yeah. So I say all that to say thank God, you know what I'm saying, for pulling me through, for never letting go of my hand, you know what I'm saying, for just always being there, because I did not think that he wasn't there that entire time, but that just further let me know that although I was going through what I was going through, God was there the entire time. God had never left my side. And I just want to let y'all know that the things that we go through, the sufferings that we have, it just leads to our obedience. It develops our, love for God, our trust for God, it develops our faith, you know what I'm saying? Like, we depend on God more when we suffer and we go through things, and we lean on him. So just want to let you know that yeah, whatever you're going through, I was gonna say something different, but I just want to let y'all know that if you are suffering or going through something right now, it may seem hard, it may seem difficult, it may seem like you by yourself, you at the bottom of a well, and there's a rope, there's an invisible rope that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how you're going to pull yourself out of this situation. But I promise y'all, God is in control. God is always there, and God always has our back, because he never not loves us. No matter how we feel about him, he always loves us. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, that's it, y'all. I don't even know what I was going to say with that, but I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully this resonates with somebody. Your boy is at 300 subscriber, 3 something. I've been kind of in and out of YouTube these past couple of days because, like I said, life be life, you know. But definitely want to make sure I get on here, and if anything, push out my just my thoughts when it comes to God and being, you know, spiritual. Like, just want to give my take on how and what God is doing for me in my life, and hopefully it will encourage, you know, somebody to let God, you know, in their life more, you know what I'm saying, or just give somebody that push to you know, do some things that they say they were gonna do. Or like I say, if you didn't know why we suffer like we do, now you do. But hey, they be riding close to my car in this parking lot. Anyways, that's it for today. Holla at y'all. I do have another video that I will throw out probably today because I didn't throw one out yesterday. So yeah, it's been real. Be more like God. Tell somebody you love them. And yeah, I'll holla at y'all. Yeah.